Hello everybody, my name is Coral Killer, and today I decided I would make a little any percent speedrun tutorial with the new route and the new glitches. So basically, if you didn't know, there's this brand new glitch that's been discovered called gate skip. And this route is going to be covering the route with gate skip. This is going to be going over every single trick you need to know in this entire run. It's going to be going over how to do gate skip, as well as a few other fun things that you'll be able to do. So, with that being said, let's enter main menu. Here's a little bit of a difference in each version. If you run on mouse and keyboard, you're gonna want to make a new game in the middle slot here, because like we're gonna be exiting the main menu once. And if you're on controller, then you want to do it to the left. Do it on game slot 1. If you're on controller, if you're on mouse and keyboard, then file slot 2. I personally kind of run half and half because the menu in this version of the game is actually quite bad, and it's much easier to do it on controller. So that's why I always have a controller right near me. And plus, I also use it for a strategy later on, which I'll be moving my webcam and making it go down so I can show you it. But so with that being said, I mainly run on keyboard. Then, actually no, I'm gonna do it in this because since main menu is gonna be done by controller, then I'll need to be in the first one. So, time starts right when we press enter here. I personally have my start split key be the slash key above the enter, so I just need to have my pointer finger on my enter key, my middle finger on slash key, and then I just press them both at the same time, start my run. So we're just going to skip that cutscene there by either spamming R or Y, depending on if you're on controller or not. And, so this run here is actually quite, I wouldn't say difficult, but it is very, very, hard to get really good at. So first of all, we're just going to take this optimal line through the trees there. Talk to Julius there, skipping the cutscene still. Now we're going to enter 2 up. Now 2 up is where we're going to get the second boomerang, and where we need to get a bunch of thunder eggs. Basically, we need to get 17 thunder eggs to get to the next hub, which is the little set of 3 levels that is in this game. So from here, I always angle my camera like that, obviously not stopping. I angle my camera like that, hold forward, jump, and I'll aim my camera a tiny bit to the right, and that usually gets it. So you're not going to need to do this, but I and a few other runners always bite off ledges. It saves very little time, but I just love doing it. So this area here, if we just fall down, then we may hit one of these boxes. We might mess up the camera because that's been known to happen. So what I do is I look for this little purple plant here, and so I'm running this way. I'm facing towards this opal over here. When I pass the purple plant, I jump down, and then usually around here, I usually get the cutscene. That was me activating the cutscene manually. So, aim for this opal here, jump, cutscene, jump. Get the opal, go past the tree. You can still do the fall down thing. Oops, that was kind of unfortunate. So, these are bilbies, and we're gonna need to get 5 of them throughout almost every level in this run. So basically, you're just going to follow my movement here. That bridge movement you wouldn't want to do. You would just want to go back and walk through the bridge. I just do that movement to save the very little time that it actually does save. There's a quicker way. You know what I did? I usually come over here, do that, blah blah blah. But there's a way I can just keep going and just jump and bridge. Although that may be bound to happen. So if you're a new runner, then just walk across the bridge. Of course, stand to the left a bit, because you're going to be hitting a cutscene, and it's going to be going to the left. So here is a little bit of a trick slash, I wouldn't say skip, because we literally just skip hitting this thing. So if you walk at this angle and start biting, then there's a chance that you'll skip this one. That's called, I think it's called Spy Egg Skip. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but anyway, so you're gonna as a beginner, you're just going to want to come up, bite, and get all the way up here. That is all you're going to want to do. Then from here, I usually angle myself like that, and jump down. Keep jumping up. I usually hit that frill because he sometimes gets in the way like he did. Then we're just going to come over to this buildie. Jump over the box. I usually hit it, but jump over the box, jump over the arrow sign. Alright, now here's the first, I would say, skip in the run. We're going to grab this buildie. Then we're going to jump on top of this outhouse that appears here. There's a bit of trigger. There's like a bit of collision there, and we can stand on that. So usually at the very edge, I jump, then get over the cutscene there. So from here, we're basically just going to be walking through the rest of the level. And yeah. Gonna want to grab this bilby here on our way. I don't know if it's faster, but it's definitely useful for 100%. If you grab the bilby, you can jump up and bite the box, kind of. It's not really too consistent, but like it's definitely worth it in 100%, because we need to get up here anyway. So don't do it in any percent, but I just wanted to show that off real quick. It may actually be faster, or it may not. Ow. Alright, so try to avoid the crab. Jump. For this area, it's quite simple. I found my own movement. Just jump exactly like that. That's one of the faster ways that I know how to. Alright, now here, we're going to be cutting this corner here. And going across the bridge. Jump over this final peg to get to this line real quickly. Jump into the cutscene so that way the camera doesn't change too much. Alright, now this is actually the first, like, major, like, thing that lets a lot of the tricks in this run work. This is called extended hover. If you know this game, you know that Ty has a weird hover thing with his boomerangs. However, if we hover at the very tip top of the jump, then you can tell he gets a little boost. Alright, that's without hover. That is with hover. With hover, without hover. So what we're going to do is we're going to get an extended hover to go over this waterfall here. I usually start spamming spacebar or A, whichever one you do. This is all possible on either thing. I'm just more used to mouse and keyboard than controller. So if you plan on running on entirely controller, great. But if you plan on running on mouse and keyboard and controller, which to get like a top tie in this category, you will need to. So we're gonna get over here, jump on this little block thing, do another extended hover so we don't get in the water, jump over this little block thing here. I usually angle my camera so that way if Ty like throws the boomerang, then he automatically hits that. So you might want to do that. But if not, then just like hit the button normally, go into Ty's view, and then you can. If you know all the buttons, then I'm not going to tell you all of them, but you should at least like play through the game first before you want to speedrun it. So we're going to grab this Thunder Egg, and we're going to jump down and grab this buildie. Now I do this strat where I land exactly right here on the buildie, and then I just like bite, and I always get it. Do not do that. Just land beside the buildie and bite it. It'll be fine. Doing that saves maybe half a second. So, frills here. You're gonna want to make sure that both boomerangs are already out. So, like, don't throw the boomerang here, because we're gonna be throwing the boomerangs like as soon as we get in here. One good thing about mouse and keyboard is that you just have to angle the camera where you want to throw the boomerang. Like, hold on, let me show you like a boomerang throw with mouse and keyboard. This is with mouse and keyboard here. I can throw it up like that. And now I'm going to throw boomerang with controller. Boomerang goes like exactly where Ty is facing. Not the boomerang flies where Ty is facing, not where the camera's facing. That's why I prefer mouse and keyboard. It's a lot easier to control boomerangs, especially in that real fight. So anyway, during the cutscene of the egg flying over the Ty and then him picking it up is where I switch to controller. I always jump up, extended hover up here. You can make this without an extended hover. I just find extended hovers easier to get it up here. And a bit quicker. So jump up these things. You're gonna skip all the cutscenes. Going up ledges is actually quite slow. So you're gonna want to make sure that you jump up them. I actually don't know if they're slow or not. I have always just done that because it's faster to jump up other like slopes. So you're gonna skip Mori's cutscene, then you're gonna do another extended hover or just a normal glide. You can either do that with a normal glide. Excuse me. Or you can do that with an extended glide. Now here is where we go into main menu quickly. We're gonna grab this Thunder Egg, wait until the save icon leaves, then pause immediately, go down to main menu, and go left. Load game, and then just enter the level. Then we're gonna come to the time attack. The time attack, you can do an extended glide to get up to there. That's pretty much all the strategies there is, at least for now. Unless if we reroute something to where we go to shipwrecks before we do the time attack here. But there is a faster way to do this time attack. It's just like not very, you know, it's not possible at this point in the game. I suck at running on controller, so there we go. So we're done in this level, but what we do is we just pause the game, go up, like hit up twice, then hit exit level and go, yeah, exit level. So now here is, if you remember the old 90% route, we used to go to walk in the park first. That is slower now, because of the new glitch that made gate skip happen. Because it also works in like multiple other things. So you can either extended glide over this side. I personally probably will, but it's probably just as fast to go through the door. So we're gonna enter shipwrecks now. Also, you split as soon as like the screen fades out every time you exit level. So now I'm back on mouse and keyboard. We're gonna walk straight. We're gonna walk in like the straightest line possible to Rex. So like I'm pretty sure we start like here. Gonna walk the straightest line to Rex possible. We're gonna skip his cutscene. Try to avoid going on the stairs because going on the stairs kind of loses a bit of time. And so now we have the aqua rains just by jumping on them. If you want to, you can do a little glide to get to them, but it's really slow to do the dive. So this entire cycle is actually messed up now. Well, actually, now I'll just let it go. But so we're just gonna dive into the water, swim over towards the button, hit the button, and skip the cutscene immediately. Now there's a little bit of an optimization you can do here. You can either do this and then get the ability, or you can do a thing that I enjoy doing, where like there is a strat to where you can like glide to this one and climb up onto it, but no, I do a quicker one. I jump to the second thing, do an extended glide, and bite in the air, and that brings me all the way to the fourth thing. Alright, so these big fish, with the correct cycle, you shouldn't have to worry about them too much, but since I'm on a different cycle, alright, this is about where it should be. So we're gonna go to this seahorse, and make sure we actually activate the cutscene by pressing R or Y on controller. But this isn't a cutscene that happens normally, so you're just gonna wanna press it manually. So dodge that big fish, grab this first seahorse, and then from here, I always swim into this corner. I start walking towards it, do an extended hover over that. That is very easy. You can, when I first learned it, I got it like my third try. So there's a thing you can do here called ship clip that's coming up. Also, if I haven't said it already, this is mainly on the route, not on like movement to everything. I'm not gonna say, oh, like swim right or whatever, you know. I'm just gonna. You should just be copying exactly my movement or something, or not my movement. You can find your own movement. That's what I did. I always like just watched like old runs when like this game was like in 2016 or whatever. Alright, so there's a thing you can do called ship clip. If you want to do it, you're gonna want to quickly out of the way. Let me actually go back here and I can show you how exactly to do it. So you're gonna be coming through the cave. You're gonna swim up here and swim down to about this area here, where you're directly next to this little bright texture here. Then we're gonna swim to, then we're gonna turn right, go into Ty's view, throw both of the boomerangs. If you're in the right position, then they will both like come back to you, and one of them will hit the button that's inside here, because if you didn't know, there is a button inside here which causes the door open. You're supposed to, let me actually close the door again. It is actually kind of precise, but like you just need to be in this general area, and that seriously didn't work. Okay, so if you want to, which is what I was doing until just recently, you can come to the hole, go into Ty's view, and open up the door that way. Although I enjoy doing ship flip now, since I actually learned how to do it properly. So, gonna get into this little position here. Top runners know how to get here, like, optimally, so you'll just find your own, you'll find your own way to get there quickly. Alright, so, coming up here, we're going to be doing an actually kind of mandatory bite off a ledge. Like, as you know, the bite off the ledge thing, not many people do it when just falling off ledges normally. But there's this really fast strat you can do with one. And it like saves about 2 seconds, I'm pretty sure. So we're just gonna be jumping over these. I usually hit that basket. If I get magnet, that means I get good luck for some reason. I've always gotten that. So here you can either just like jump up normally, like that. You can jump up here at extended glide. That usually doesn't work too well though. Or you can like go to the left or just completely turn around or do an extended glide. That exact movement there is what I usually do. Or you can just like stop holding forward when you're like halfway up the little slope. So coming up to this under egg here, there's this thing that if you bite down here, like that is a long fall. If you're going to like hit the ground if you don't glide. So to prevent having to glide and waste a little bit of time, a lot of people just bite off the ledge about right here. Although don't waste time for it. Just like find your own thing. If you always try to bite earlier than the other ones, because I mean it doesn't work if you bite it at the same time as you bite on the other ones. Wow, really? So anyway, so this is what it looks like when you fail it. Then you'll have to like do a slow fall down. But if you bite off the ledge, then you just fall down pretty much like directly like that, and then you can just bite the buildie. So over here, also don't worry about the seahorses. They'll automatically come back to you after you go back in the water. Here is what we call coconut skip, I think it's called. I don't know. So there's a thing you can do, which is either a 1-frame jump, which literally I think only one person goes for in every single run. Or a lot of people just jump around. So the way to jump around is you come to this corner here, jump, stand on this little grass area, jump through the trees, do an extended glide, because if you don't do an extended glide from the trees, then you may fall down. Okay, so failing it. Wow, I guess it's really linear. So here's an actually like important, difficult kind of part. What you need to do is you need to do an extended glide and also spam the button in the same, like really fast. So I'm going to jump, do an extended glide, and then just start spamming A on my controller or spacebar on my keyboard. I'm playing on controller now. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep on keyboard. To not fall down, just like start doing like up left, up left, up right, up left, up left, up right, up left, up right. If you do that, then you're good, and you will like be quick. So there are multiple things you can do. I always like angle my camera up to that coconut, hit it, and then jump on the coconut, go into Ty's view to get to the final coconut, get over it. Or you can just like go to Ty's view and hit the second coconut and jump over it, and you are like perfectly doing it. Well, it doesn't matter what you do, just get the thunder egg. and then fall down. If you don't do the bite strats, then you're going to want to jump and glide down there. But so, once again, we're just going to grab a Bilby. Now here's a little cool strat I do, or you can do. I sometimes get it, I sometimes don't, but if you can see how high a jump is, right? And doing this jump, it's actually kind of slow when going into this water here, since we're on this, like, certain, like, slope thing here, this weird slope thing with all the coral. And, so if you jump off it at just the right spot, then you get, like, a smaller jump. Like, imagine Ty's jump goes all the way up there normally, but this jump, he'll only go, like, right here. Let me try to get it. Nice, I got it. If you do that, that saves, I'd say, about half a second. But it's really, like, I honestly enjoy doing it. So those two kids, you're just gonna grab and swim past these fish here. Don't swim too high or else they might eat you. And also this one here, you might want to swim to the right more. Grab this Bilby quickly. If there's a basket here, hit it, or else you might, like, target it in the air and then, like, go and bite it. Once again, just dodge the fish, and then you're going to go to the sharks. Now the sharks are actually, like, kind of RNG based. Like, this first shark here is actually, like, the most RNG, like, based shark in the entire level. So if he's going to the right, then you're pretty good, but basically you're just going to want to avoid them. In the old version of this game, you could just jump and hit that button, but for some reason, in this version, like, they stopped it from working. So instead what I do is I stand on this little collision here, and then just Ty's view it, and then jump in. Come on. So you're gonna go through the gate, and then swim to the left here. This is like the, I'd say, first, like, huge time save in the run, where instead of, like, having to swim back around and go up the path normally, we can just, like, walk up. What I do is about, like, right here or so, I usually jump up, or, like, here's actually what I do. During the Bilby cutscene, I switch to controller, and then I go up, do an extended hover up, and then start going up with controller. Because on keyboard and mouse, it's actually quite slow, because you need to, like, keep on pressing, holding W and pressing D. You can't, like, have anything in between. So I always, like, hold the analog stick like this or something, so he just barely is grinding against the wall. You can do an extended hover here to get over that. Skip that cutscene. I usually switch back to mouse and keyboard here and go into the mushrooms. I one time had a person ask, why do you go with the mushrooms, even though, like, why do you go in the mushrooms this time instead of going back to main menu? Well, because the game doesn't save the fact that you have 3 horses in its, like, internal memory, so that means, like, if we were to exit the main menu, then we would need to go back and get the horses again. Which I've done that in a run a few times, accidentally, because of, like, just muscle memory. But so, you're just gonna take this route here, hit as many enemies as you can, because they might hit you. The barracudas, I enjoy hitting them, mainly because of how big their hitbox is and it feels satisfying too. The frills, they're pretty slow at attacking you, so don't worry, just, like, don't run into them. So we're gonna grab this final kid here. Make sure you dodge the fish, because it may or may not eat you if you're, depending on what cycle it's on. Oh, they haven't come back to mother yet. So we're gonna exit level, and now we're back in Rainbow Cliffs. Now this is, normally you would, jump over this and go back, but since we only have 13 Thunder Eggs, then from, Shipwrecks we actually need to walk over here. It's actually kind of like, this new trick is actually a net gain of probably only, like, 12 to 13 seconds. So if you want to run this game, just like do like the old route for the first 2 hubs, and then yeah. So we're gonna walk over to Mori here, skip his cutscene, jump over these rocks. Now what I do is what I just recently started doing is I recently started just jumping over this tiny ledge here. It actually saves like more time than you think. Like my gold, like one time I did this in a run where in my PB I had golded this level, and I had golded this level by like a second and a half when I did that. So, and I had a little bit of like mess up later. So here's the second like big time save. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stand about here, jump, do an extended hover through between the trees, and as you can see, Ty is just standing on pretty much nothing. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump, do an extended glide, and go down there behind this tree and fall down behind that little rock area. And we do that by holding up left. That's the easiest way to do it. So if you get on top of that rock there, that's cool, but if you don't, then oh well. But so coming up is actually like the most recent implement into the route. We're gonna jump down here, gonna jump in this flower here, then we're gonna go down into that cave and get bats. Now we get bats like now, or we like have to go up in the flower to get up, because we don't even get the quest for bats until we talk to Ranger Ken, I believe he's called, the weird bear thing. If we didn't have to, then we could just like run through the cave here, because that over there brings us down to the other area. But if we don't talk to him, then these bats will just like fly back to where they came from, and then you feel stupid, or at least I felt stupid when I first did that. So yeah, always wait until the bats stop screaming before you hit them, and just aim at them. All right, now this is like the first like major like new optimization. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fall down here, glide so we don't take damage, and this is the trick that everybody's talking about. I always don't have a cue for it. I just like go to the right of like, or to the left of these rocks, and then I do it. Now this trick, let me show you a few weird properties it has. You cannot go straight up with this trick. If you do that, then for some reason it'll just make you fall back down. You need to make sure that there's at least some collision underneath you that like is less than a 90-degree angle. So these rocks, I can't just swim up. Oh, I guess I can, but it's very difficult to, like, I wouldn't... Yeah, see, that one didn't work. Depends on how high you go, but anyway, so what we're gonna do, this is actually a very simple trick. All you gotta do is jump into this portion of the wall here, and then dive, and we don't know why, but for some reason, the newest version of Ty, which is on the Switch, on PC, probably on Xbox One or PS4, if you, unless if they update it or something for those versions and get rid of it. But in that case, all you need to do is just go into your system settings on Switch, and then, hit turn on auto update, turn off auto update, sorry. And whenever you start the game, then you're just gonna wanna, like, say, no, start software, I'm good, I don't want the update, you know? But if you're on PC, then you're gonna need to either update to the newest version on Steam, or you can manually change the files of the game. If they update this game on Steam, and people want the files for this game, then let me know, or just ask the community. People will probably give them to you if you want them, although they may not be able to do it through through Discord. They might need to do it through like DMs or something and put it in a Google Drive, which is what I personally will do. So this trick, anyway, is what caused gate skip to happen, and I will show you how gate skip happened with it. So first of all, let me just start again. So, you're gonna jump into this wall here, and bite, or press the bite button, and that'll make you dive. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna climb up these rocks here, and then this little area here we can climb up. Look at how like steep of an angle that is. I'm surprised we can climb up that. So we're gonna climb up the right side of this little texture here. Climb up and around. Climb all the way to the top of the pier, all the way to the top of the cave. And then with that, we just swim over, and then we fall down. And that saves like 25 seconds, I'm pretty sure. Although with the overworld movement, then it probably only saves like 15. So this is Turkey. There are two different things that it can do. If it goes to the right, then you, like what I always do is I always like walk like this, or like towards this exact like thing here on the tree, or actually a little bit to the right of it. If it goes right, then just bite immediately, but if it goes left, then you have to chase it. And I'll show you the optimization if it happens. Okay. So we're gonna hit this frill here, hit those two boxes, and just bite the turkey like that. I hit that first box at least because that assures that I won't target the box. Because, as you can see, like, if Ty is close enough to a box, then he will target onto it. Alright, so here's the strat. What you're gonna do is you're gonna want to come to this, come at this angle, and then jump right onto it, and still hold up until, like, he starts turning. So, we're gonna be going up these, little bouncy things here. There's a strat you can do, where, you can skip the fourth one and go straight from the third to the fifth one. You do that by just, like bouncing at the very edge of it. Alright, so here is where I switch to controller. Then I hit exit level, and then we're out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk to the boss, and gonna enter it. Now, Bull is actually quite an easy boss. What you're gonna want to do is you're going to want to stand on the right side of the weird pillar thing for that. Always facing it. Now you're gonna stand right here for the second one. Always bite away so that way you don't take damage. Yeah, now would be a good time for me to talk about what's gonna happen in the next hub. In the next hub, we have like the hardest level in this run now, and then we have a huge skip in a different level. Also stand to the left of that pillar. Then you're gonna want to stand on the left of this pillar. However, you're going to want to step back a bit, because if you just, like, stand at the pillar, then you'll take damage. Just wanted to throw that out there, so always, like, stand right back here or something. Once again, always splitting when the, level fades out. You can walk around to dodge those rocks that he throws at you. I always just, like move into the pillar, because sometimes they'll like go on top of it instead of onto Ty. But yeah. Even then, it like still sometimes just does it. So you split on this split right now. Like, right before the CGI cutscene. We're just gonna have another loading screen. And then we're gonna have the flame range now. Now, the final boss really, like, needs both the flame rains and the frosty rains. The frosty rains we get after beating the second hub. Now, if there was a way we could skip that section of... If we could skip the first part of the final boss and just clip into the bottom part, saving... Like, that would save probably, I would say, like 15 minutes again, so... We're just gonna run off that. We're gonna jump up here. And then we're going to jump over that little spike thing there. Now, if you want to, this hub here, it really does not matter which level order you do levels in. I'm just so used to doing Beyond the Black Stump first, so I'm still doing that first, but I may or may not swap to doing Outback Safari first because of the difficult strategy in it. So anyway, we go into Outback, or Bridge on the River, sorry. Skip this cutscene. And now we are in Outback. There is a strat where you get on top of that box, and we can jump up there, but there's a faster strat, which I honestly have never even gotten once. Which probably saves like 2 to 3 seconds over this one. So we're gonna like jump up top of this box here, do an extended glide to get on top of these little rocks here, walk until you start grinding against a wall, and then do another jump. And then now we're gonna be like right here. We are currently out of bounds. We can see everything else. You can see the outside of that cave there. And so we're gonna jump and dive down into the water. From here, we're gonna jump out of the water on this corner here, and then bite into the bilby. Alright. So, next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up to this little corner here, do an extended hover, and get over it. Ow. Let me kill these guys. So, with this corner, we're gonna get it up here, do an extended hover, run to the left of the torch, do a jump over the tree stump there because it'll slow Ty down. And you need to be going fast for this level. Actually, not yet, but... So we're just gonna jump over that guy. And then we're gonna bite the bilby box. What I always do, you do not need to do this at all, but I always just enjoy hitting the picture frame box there. So we're gonna go to another bilby. Sadly, we cannot just bite up to it. I've tried probably at least like 500 times to do it. Although it might be possible to like do it with the new strategy. So we're gonna talk to Dennis, and then we're gonna start lighting all these torches. It is important that you're going super fast here. So I'm going to just explain everything as I go. So after we get to like this first island here, we're going to go to the left and jump into the water. And go and grab a quick bilby. We have downtime anyway because Dennis is following us. But to do a cool strat, then you need to make sure that you're doing it like very, very fast. I can already tell that I'm missing. Yeah, I'm definitely missing the strategy now. But so just keep on killing enemies and lighting torches. In the older consoles, you have seen like people wait there. However, you don't need to wait there as long as you have your hold on, let me actually show you my option. Let me show you my settings. My PC actually kind of sucks. I have like an AMD FX 8300 CPU. I have a 1050 Ti GeForce GTX. Yeah, my PC really is not the greatest, and it's really old already. So basically, you're gonna want to have the draw distance high for this level. But yeah, you can just copy these settings if you want. Whoops. Yeah. So we're just gonna keep going on hidden flames. As soon as we hit this final flame, we're just gonna turn around immediately. Did we get it? Yep. And we're gonna fall down here. I actually try to do the bite thing off the edge here, even though it's very difficult. Dive into the water there. if you target the bat that's around there, then just, like, swim into the water and then just dive manually. So you're gonna want to dive very late there, because for some reason it just, like, sees it as ground, and so it, like, just does the bite animation instead of diving. And I found the best way to do it is to just, you know, dive really late. So we're gonna dive into the water quickly here. Oh yeah, see, I missed it by a lot. So, if I had been playing optimally, then, so basically you're gonna want to, I would have, like, not even gotten that cutscene until I get on top of this thing here. Like, around right here is where I get the cutscene usually. The furthest I've gotten is literally in the fight that we're gonna do. So, what I do is I always, like, try to find this walkable area and do the stream shot we did in Shipwrecks, where we do an extended glide and, like, go to the left or just turn around entirely. Yeah, here is the, God, this tutorial has already taken longer than the actual any % speedrun already. That's kind of sad, and we're about halfway through it, I would say. So, we're gonna jump over him immediately, hit his back, and just keep on following his back. Hit his tail, and then hit the target on his stomach quickly. That is the quickest way to beat that boss. So here, we're gonna run under this bridge, and we're gonna get the final ability. Always bite pretty late, because then you can actually get into the egg. So here is, like, actually a very difficult part of the run, which I've lost many, many runs to. You're gonna need to learn this, honestly, I would say, on your own. Or, like, just watch other runners do it completely. But basically, the way that I do this is I, like, start running towards that box you can see all the way over there, to the left of the tree, and then bite the turkey, like, very far to the right. And that usually works. And then after that, I always jump around the stump of the tree, like, I always jump over it, like, right here, then come to this turkey here, and bite it while aiming, like, that way. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Let's try it. Okay, yep, I got it. So, yeah. That is fast turkeys. But yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna move my webcam to where it's looking down towards my keyboard. Can it see everything fine? I can kind of see everything fine. So you're gonna notice that I have, like, my controller directly, like, on my keyboard pretty much. I have, like, the wire curled underneath it and everything. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do keyboard strats in OUTBACK. You may have used to know that all you had to do keyboard strats was just hold, like, W and either A or D, and I would move very quickly. But however, that is not the case anymore, sadly, in this new version. The only way to do it in this version is to have 2 different input devices, and I personally chose, like, a keyboard and controller, since I already had a keyboard and I already had a controller. I don't know if it works with 2 keyboards, I don't know if it works with 2 controllers, but I know for a fact that it works with keyboard and controller. I'm guessing it'll work with 2 controllers, because it works on the Switch version with 2 controllers. If you have seen, like, my video on the Switch keyboard strats for OUTBACK, then you know that, like, you hold the Joy-Con and the Pro Controller in, like, the same hand, and then you control the camera with the other one. So basically, you're gonna be holding the entire thing exactly like... God, I forgot how I did it last night. I always... Like, I did it very, like, comfortably last night. Yeah, you're gonna be holding it like this the entire time, and, like, using the ring finger. Oh, whoops. If you want to, you can like hold it like this. I personally still use a mouse, but this honestly probably wouldn't be too bad of a way to do it. All you need to do is just like hold A or D, whichever one you want to do. Yeah, so this isn't going to be perfect because, as you can see, I'm not holding it perfectly straight up. Oh my god, I keep entering bridge. So, I'm going to enter OUTBACK. Finally. You're going to be skipping the cutscenes by using your middle finger on R and your ring finger on A. So we're going to be holding upwards on the controller and A on the keyboard. It's actually kind of comfortable if you do it right. But so if you do this right, then it'll actually be quite fast. Emus are honestly terrible. So all you're gonna want to do is just make sure that you know, like, the route. The emus are all random, so it's, like, honestly one of the biggest run killers that I honestly never reset to. If the emus are all really close together, then don't even bother using the controller as well. Like, if the emu's just, like, over here or something, then use that. But if the emus look like they're far away, get, like, that one over here. That emu literally sucked. Oh, here's another one. I forgot about it. I thought that last one would be number 8. So, now we have the, honestly, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts of the level. We're gonna need to be driving Shaza throughout the entire thing. Like, escorting her and making sure she doesn't die by killing all these frills. Now, it's actually not that bad to do it. The only problem is with this keyboard strat, and honestly, I can see, like, this being like an easier way to do this entire level. If, like, we're focused on the controller, I would say. Alright, this is actually kind of terrible. Now I'm gonna switch back to normal. You can use the lasso ring, or just, like, bite into them, or, like, attack into them. I usually just attack into them, unless if I, like, either far away or something. Like that one there, I'm gonna use my lasso ring on, or at least try to. Yep. You'll tell if the lasso ring worked by seeing if it, like, actually, like, kind of teleported, you know? This part, though, really doesn't matter since we have to wait for Shaza anyway. So this is just, like, a good part to, like, get used to the keyboard strats. And also, you're obviously not going to be holding it, like, straight every single time. If you wanted to, you could probably, like, use a GameCube controller. Like, do I have a GameCube controller around? I do not, right now. But, you could more than likely use a GameCube controller. Actually, I do have a GameCube controller, but it's too late already. You could definitely use a GameCube controller and, like, have the notches on it so you're always holding it perfectly up. So, this is just something that a lot of runners do. Using the keyboard strats, they always just, like, push Shaza a tiny bit. Alright. So, now this is gonna be... This is, like, the longest run of the... This is, like, the longest run of this entire level. So, you're just gonna follow my route. Always go to the left. Like, every time you see a turn, just go left. Doesn't matter. Always gonna be, like, having the middle finger on R. Talk to Ranger Ken again. And run into the water towers. Apparently, like, destroying property is preferable to having a few house fires. So, yeah. Yeah, I can tell that eventually a lot of people will get more comfortable with doing this keyboard strat. But because it is so new, and honestly it's really like painful on the hands, I can tell that like people will probably find their own strategies. However, this one is just the one that I came up with. That's easiest. For me, at least. So we're just gonna grab that Bilby, run into this Thunder Egg, and then run through this cave here and grab the final Bilby. Still doing keyboard strats because this is a speedrun after all. And now here is the tanks, or the pipes I would say. Gonna be doing them in any order you like. This is just my preferred order. So after you get that Thunder Egg there, you're just gonna exit level. Alright, so now we're back to where we were. And now we're going to enter Snow Worries, which has the hardest skip of the run now. Sorry about the noise, my dog's also in here with me. He just came up. I've been recording for 51 minutes, God. So you're gonna make sure you need to talk to that old lady over there. Excuse me. Over in the house, you're gonna want to talk to the old lady. Otherwise, this quest won't happen. But all you're gonna need to do is just remember the movement between the kids and remember where the kids are. I've been personally running this game for like 4 years, so I'm quite familiar with where the kids are, and the route throughout this entire level hasn't changed one bit, pretty much, except for like the addition of a new strategy. So for these ice spikes here, you're just gonna jump over them. I had a plan where I would just have my analog stick on the controller just duct taped facing upward, and then just plug it in when I enter Outback, and have it be a lot easier. But then I remembered that like I would need to like make sure that like how would I stop moving, you know? Maybe if I were to like somehow turn the a button on the controller into just up or something, then I could have it. Then I could just like, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, doing that is gonna be needed, and doing that well is gonna be needed for world records now. So I'm sorry that I'm not explaining too much. Just keep following my route. You can kill enemies if you want. I usually do. For this, I always hold up left, or I just like look entirely left, and then just like run down this mountain here. Easier for me to hold up left and do it because it's like quicker, I would say. Anyway, so if you want to, you can hit the ice with the boomerang there. But now this is like the first like entirely new addition, or like I say air quote new, because it's actually very like it's been around for a long time. But like what you're gonna do is you're just gonna hit the lobster into the wall, and then as soon as it turns around and attacks you, you're just gonna swim to the cave here. This saves about like 4 to 5 seconds, I'm pretty sure. And then you're just gonna hit the spikes down. But yeah, so now we're out of the water again, and we're gonna be going up the side of this mountain here. This is where I usually switch to boomerang. Actually, no, I usually have flame rain. But this is where it is definitely faster to jump up the mountain. They say it's faster to jump up any slope, so that's why I do the slopes in 2-up, and I do a lot of them in other levels when I think of it. But just jumping up these stairs here, we're going to be hitting as many enemies here as possible, because we do not want to have to deal with them during this area. I usually hit that one to stun it. So, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Roy GB. Just remember that. They will always be in a random order every single time. That was actually a very clean order and quite easy to do. So this here, you can either do an extended hover up top here, which is probably like half a second slower, or you can just like jump onto the basket and then jump onto the basket and then get up here. You would need to make sure you don't hit the basket though. When you're hitting the enemies, it's really common to accidentally hit the basket. So that means you're like wasted half a second, but it's alright. So we grab the final Bilby, and then we're gonna just run down this mountain here. Yeah, right about now is actually when there's only like 10 minutes left in the entire run. At least if you're like a really good player and can get gate skip like first try or second try. So we're just gonna keep jumping up this mountain here. I personally like jump over this little gap here. Although if you like jump and land too like early, then that happens, which is really bad. Which is why I usually like doing extended hover over it, and sometimes I still fail it, you know? Probably because of the tree, but... So I jump over that, and then jump over this little corner here. Keep doing jumps. Hit as many of these blue tongue lizards as you can. If you're lucky, one will hit you, and then get you out of the animation of grabbing the Thunder Egg. Alright, so this is a mill skip. Also, if you get only one boomerang there, then you're going to want to make sure that you... like, get it back before you do it, or otherwise you're just gonna fall down. Mill skip, there's probably like a tutorial or two on the internet of it, but with this certain strategy that I'm gonna do, I'm going to be jumping to there, then onto the ridge here thing, then jump onto the fence over here, hit the button, jump onto the door, and jump up top. That is by far the easiest one in my opinion to learn as a beginner. And it's really fast too. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure you get good at extended gliding. And you're going to want to make sure you get really good at... I don't know why Ty is just like moving like kind of clockwise. Kind of weird, but anyway, so you're going to want to make sure you get good at like doing a backwards jump and extended gliding and just like still holding back. I personally, when I was learning this, I was just practicing it for like literally like around 3 hours a day for about a week until I eventually clicked with it and got it literally every single time almost. Although there are still times where I fail it and then lose the run, but that's... I don't like thinking about that personally. If you fail it, you just fall all the way down there, down the mountain. If you're lucky, you might get into that area, so it's not as big of a time loss because you can just like walk all the way back up, but it's still like just as much, if not a bit longer. So mill skip, there's a tiny little piece of collision that is directly on the other side of the fence post, and you're going to try to jump onto that. If you miss it, then just glide to the left and do it again. There is a chance that you can like grab onto the ledge there, like beneath the thing, and then you can just like kind of grind your way over to the left again. That has saved my run like twice, but I usually lost like 20 seconds from it. God, this is actually... Okay, there we go, we got it. So from here, I always just like run there and jump on the thing. Now what I do is I always, in quick succession, I hit the button, jump onto the door, and jump onto the moving platform. And jump up top. That is by far the easiest way to do mill skip, and I still took like about like an entire week to learn it perfectly. So go into the mushrooms. Once again, just like in shipwrecks, you can't exit to main menu, otherwise you'll lose all the kids. And then yeah, then exit level. Now go to Crikey. Crikey is actually quite a quick boss and quite an easy one to lose a lot of time on. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna swim over that, hit the first oxygen tank, hit the second oxygen tank, if CRIKEY'S going after you, then that's perfect because that'll actually give you a little more time to go to the first oxygen tank. What you're going to want to do is before CRIKEY bites onto it, you're going to want to make sure you hit it with the Flame Rain. Also, this is another reason why mouse and keyboard, in my opinion, is better for this game because it's much easier to hit the oxygen tanks underwater. But so here, since we have a lot of time, we're just going to like jump over all the platforms and get into the water, and get over to the oxygen tank. So yeah, that is CRIKEY, and now we're on to the biggest skip in all of Thai speedrunning that has been found so far. The only like major holy grail that we could ever find now is just skipping the first part of the final boss, where we need these Frosty Rains. Since we need these Frosty Rains for it, then we can't just skip the second hub, but like if we could like entirely just skip the first area of the boss, then you could always just like go to the first hub, get the Flame Rains, and go do the skip, and then you're good. But now we have like 3 very hard things going on, so like this one isn't very hard, but it's still like definitely like worth it. It's been implemented into the game for like not even an entire day now, and I've already lost like I think 3 runs to it. But so anyway, yeah, this is gate skip. Gonna jump down here. Don't bite off that. I always like to, just for memes. And run over this area. Now, if you've played this game before, you know that you need the Zappy Rain to hit this generator here. And then it'll like start going, and it'll open the gate. Now that was we first discovered that we can like basically there was this thing called Doomerang clipping, and that gave me the inspiration to like try to find one here. And so I instead accidentally like jumped and threw the Doomerang at the same time, and that caused me to like be able to chain them together and get gate skip for like this strat was found. But although that was not useful at any %, so that was kind of a bitter sweet taste. But like at least that showed us like where we need to grab onto, because what we're going to do is we're going to go up this tree and then jump and grab onto the top of the gate. That may sound crazy, but it is true. So what I do personally, which is by far, in my opinion, the most consistent way of getting this jump, is I like stand here and run into the wall like this, like right before this little crease here, and then I dive into the corner here, just like in Walk in the Park. Then from here, I come over to this tree, and then I swim up it, kind of. Really difficult to do this perfectly, but believe me, you'll find your own way. Now here, it's actually kind of difficult to line up because of like all the leaves in the way, like there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to like just barely be tapping forward and hope that I could start treading water up there. Like if you didn't know, you can tread water, which is this animation. So what I'm looking for, I'm looking to get that on top of that tree there. Also if that happens, then you just need to try again. So yeah, gate skip is by far the biggest trick in all of Thai now. So once you get the tread in water animation, you want to jump and then immediately start going towards the gate at like, I would say about this angle, you know? I'm gonna do it again just to show again, but it's really difficult to explain exactly how to do it. Everybody else, when I first got it, they just like copied the video. They copied what happened in the video, and then like people got it. So once again, just try doing that, and that from there you're just gonna bite off the edge, or not bite, but just jump off the edge. If you get like the cool bite strat, then amazing, but if you don't, then oh well. So now we're behind this gate, and like it's fully solid on both sides. So this was actually a very like difficult thing to get past. Like, we've tried clipping out of bounds to, like, get to this thing from underneath the ground, but sadly we can't. But, so now, what we're just gonna do is enter cast pass. Now, this is, like, the entire, like, worst part of the run, because we have a very hard glitch, a very hard level, and a very hard boss fight. And a very hard level because we have this trick. So this is called pass skip. What we're gonna do is we're gonna jump on top of this tree here. Let me actually get rid of that ice. We're gonna jump on top of this tree and then just jump over the side of it. I've been getting it like stupidly consistent for some reason in the past few days, but it is very hard. So you're just gonna aim there. Some people go up to the top here. I go there because I found it to be easier. Then we're gonna just eccentric glide over that, and then just make sure you're like very far away from this wall here, or else you might like be stuck behind the wall. You can slide down this portion of the ground to get down quicker, and then just dive in. Whoops. But yeah, we're gonna be swimming all the way to the end of the level, mainly because it's like the quickest way to. Then we're going to be entering Cass's Crest. Now this, in my opinion, is by far the hardest boss fight that you will ever play in this game. Mainly because it is like very high in RNG. It can troll you very badly. But, so what we're going to do is I always bite down and then dive. We're going to go past this little bomb here, swim up, and then bite while in midair so we can get over that. Otherwise, we would need to, like, swim back around. Let me actually show you exactly how much time it saves. If we don't do that, then we would need to swim all the way around and get up. Yeah, and that's what we've been doing for like a long time. Oh crap, the enemy's already dead, so I can't. So yeah, we're gonna just make sure that you get up there. And then gonna talk to Shaza here. Skip the cutscene. Kill as many enemies as you can here. Then go into Taizu to hit the button and she should become damaged. Are you serious? That happened to me like yesterday and I lost a run to it because I was just like, okay, you know what, no. So sadly, now that I'm like down here, then I need to press the button again. So yeah, this is like the optimal way through. Except you're gonna wanna make sure you like don't fall down, otherwise the run is dead, pretty much. So just hit the thing, and then Shadow the Bat will start like dying. And so this is actually like the only very difficult part of this boss, mainly because you just need to get away quickly. Although it's not too difficult anyway. For some reason that lava wasn't okay. I usually switch to Frosty Rain here because I immediately need it after this level. So as soon as she screams, you hit the button. And then jump up it immediately and you're good. I always jump over the side because why not? Then you should be like getting the like death cutscene. And just skip it. Alright, so this is the reason why we need the Frosty Rain. You need to hit all of these flamethrowers and then bite into them to destroy them. I always stand down here to get that final one. Mainly because it's a lot easier. And then we're gonna come down here. We're gonna hit all these icicles with the flame rains. If we could like flip down here to get these without doing that part, then we could literally just save the entire run there. But so now we have the Doomerangs, which is what which is the boomerang where you go into first person when you control it. I used to personally go into controller here, but now I don't, mainly because like controller like kind of sucks in this part in my opinion. I just stick with WASD. I kind of wish there was a way you could do your mouse with it. Do it with your mouse, I mean. But yeah, so gonna go to the left at that intersection there, or that fork in the pipes. But yeah. Okay, honestly, it makes me very happy that this game now has the thing that everybody has dreamt for years, and it happens to be possible like as of yesterday. Yesterday, May 31st, 2020 is probably gonna go down as like the most important day in all of Thai speedrunning history, in my opinion at least. But yeah, so timing stops when you hit the boomerang. So time, right there. Or when you hit the boomerang cutscene, I suppose. But yeah, so now we have all the credits, although nobody enjoys them because of how long they are. But yeah, so but yeah, that was it for the 90% tutorial. So thank you guys so much for the watching, and I'll see you guys probably later on when I'm streaming. Yeah, hope you guys really enjoyed that tutorial. Hold on a second. Alright, thank you.